Hi guys, it is Cara the Bubblelush. So, I wanted to do an update on my follicle scans that happened this weekend. I was going to post an update on Monday, but I don't really know how to talk about it, and I'm not ready to get into it. So, there was just some drama that happened, and it was just kind of a bad day, but it had nothing to do with like my fertility cycle. It was all just, you know, family. So, sorry it's so yellow. I'm filming on my bloggy because Chris and Hannah are in the kitchen. They're walking in circles through the living room and kitchen. They've done it like at least 20 laps. And now she's crying, so they must have stopped. But I figured it would just be easier to just come in here and vlog in my bedroom. So, I went out on Saturday, and it was cycle day 30, the 28th day. That night would be the 28th night of injections. I was on 150 IUs. I always want to say milligrams, but IUs of Follistim, and 1 powder vial, which is 75 units of Menopur. God, the coloring is like so bad. White. I'm sorry. Video quality is always important to me, and this is not very good quality. So there was a let's see, there was a 16 by 14, which is good, and a 15.5 by like 13, and those, one on the right side, one on the left side. And there was a lot of other follicles. There was probably about 10 other follicles that she measured, and 5 of them were like 14 by 14. So she was getting kind of concerned. She was like, I want you to come back tomorrow. We were going to do one more day because that main follicle just needed to get a little bit bigger. But she didn't want all of them, all 10 of them or whatever, to get bigger. So I went back on Sunday morning. I did the injections Saturday night. I actually didn't do them. I have been doing my Saturday night injections because that's when Chris works late, and my Sunday night ones too. But the Menopur, I couldn't bring myself to inject myself. It burns, and it's not the mixing it that's difficult. I mean, that's simple, but it's injecting yourself with something that burns, even after you ice your tummy, is a little out of my comfort zone. I just couldn't do it. So I loaded up Hannah in the car. I felt bad, but I was like, it's bedtime, so maybe this will kind of help her go to sleep. And Chris came out and gave me the injections, and then I drove home. And Hannah fell asleep on the way home, and so she went to sleep. She slept great that night, so it ended up being okay. And poor Hanny. Hannah is trying to come down with ear infections. So she started antibiotics tonight, and she's just not, she doesn't feel good. So if you hear her crying, it's not her being a brat, it's her not feeling good. So anyway, whew. I went in on Sunday morning, and it was pretty early, I think, and the follicles looked really good. I still had a leading follicle on my right side and on my left side, and I had about 3 other ones that were above 16 millimeters. And she said that a 16 millimeter follicle could contain a mature egg. So we triggered Sunday night, and with just Ovidril. No biggie. I've done the Ovidril shot 4 times before, and Chris gave it to me again because it stings, but what I mean is I've taken it. And Ovidril is just pure chorionic gonadotropin, which is your pregnancy hormone. So basically you're giving yourself a dose of pregnancy hormone, and in order to tell your body to ovulate. The bad thing about this is that when all that drama happened on Monday, I was all hopped up on pregnancy hormone. So it was just horribly timed, and that's why I still haven't posted a Montessori Monday video. I'm super late on this video, like, because I just had no coping mechanism. All of a sudden, I had been hopped up on fertility medicine for like a month, and then given this huge dose of pregnancy hormone, and I was just a blubbering mess. Like, imagine like you're a quintessential pregnant woman having an emotional breakdown. Like, that was me. Just couldn't even control myself. And you know, before, like I said, I've taken the Avodro before, and I think one time I had an issue with like real achiness in my ovaries, and obviously that's just ovulation pain, but like it was pretty intense. But I don't remember ever having like a real hormonal response to it before, but this time I definitely did. And it was rough. I'm glad that I didn't work on Mondays. I never work on Mondays, but I'm glad I wasn't at work and I was just kind of relaxing at home. I definitely felt ovulation pain on Monday. And, you know, there is a chance for multiples. We've had that discussion with the doctors, and at this point, I feel like, you know, our journey to conceive Hannah was fairly long, considering we did 7 fertility cycles, like fertility medicine cycles, and because we sought help right away. And although at the time it just felt like awful, like why is it taking so long, it ended up working perfectly. We had a beautiful pregnancy story of like finding out on Christmas, and we ended up with a beautiful little girl, and everything has just ended up perfectly. And I feel like I'm comfortable with whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and we can handle it, and Chris and I are very strong, and our family is strong, and it'll be fine. And so we're just going to trust that we were kind of conservative in the fact that we timed it so there was just 2 really leading follicles, and the other 3 were still fairly small. So there is a higher chance for twins, but you know, hopefully we're not going to have to go down the road of higher order multiples, because that kind of scares me. I think that scares everyone, but we'll see. So I'm going to make another update about the IUI, and but I just want to let you know, oh goodness, twinges, woo, from the ovaries, not from like the uterus, from ovaries. I finally responded, and Menopur is just what I needed. And I asked her, I was like, you know, if it doesn't work and we have to do another injectable cycle, are we going to start with Menopur right from the beginning? And she said, yeah, probably we will. So it just turns out that I needed that luteinizing hormone support that you get from Menopur, because Follistim is just pure FSH, and Menopur is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, plus luteinizing hormone. And as soon as we added in some extra luteinizing hormone, I started responding. So hopefully, you know, considering I was on injectables for 4 weeks, egg quality is always a concern. But considering that some of these follicles grew at a good pace over the past week, they kind of went from 0 to, you know, nothing to like mature. I'm hoping that the follicles on my left side are a good quality, and I'm still kind of questioning the quality of the right side, because they were kind of the ones that were growing all along, but we'll find out. And yeah, if you have any questions about an injectable cycle, let me know. I am going to eventually add up all the costs once I have the IUI costs and everything like that. I'll add it all up because it was really expensive. And I'll probably put that in a blog post just because it'll be easier to kind of read through it. And I still have to take a picture of all the medication. But I really just wanted to appreciate you guys for being patient through this cycle and supporting during this cycle. And I feel like it's like over. Like, my part is kind of done in a way, and I just have to relax and think positive thoughts, and, you know, what happens happens. But the labor-intensive part of trying to get pregnant this cycle is done. All the doctor's appointments and tests and all the blood draws. I can't even believe, you know, when there are like 3 different nurses there that draw blood, and all 3 of them know my arms. They know exactly which arm to use. They know exactly how like squirrely my veins are. Like, everyone knows me. Everyone knows me there. It's kind of embarrassing that like I'm the freak with the 30-day stem cycle. Like, it's ridiculous. And oh, they checked their records. The only other woman that came close, her stems were canceled after cycle day 28 because her follicles never grew and her estrogen never rose. And so I stemmed until cycle day 30, injection day 28. So I beat her by 2 days, and my cycle didn't get canceled. So I feel super bad for her. Don't even get me wrong. But it's official. I own the record. So, and that's going back the whole history of the clinic. It's kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. I'm super glad that they were so conservative with my treatment and slow going, and I'm willing to be patient. It's hard. It's hard on you, but like I'm willing to be patient, and I trust them, and I appreciate how closely I was monitored, but it was a really tough cycle, and hopefully it can go a little faster the next time we are trying to conceive. So, all right, I will talk to you guys later.